I bought the running shoes. I even put them by the door. I set the alarm for 6 a.m. And this morning, I woke up, looked at the shoes, and went back to sleep. It happens every time. I have the goal, I have the plan, but when the moment comes, nothing. What is wrong with my motivation?
Maybe the problem isn't your motivation.
What else could it be? I know I should do it. I even want to do it, but I don't. That feels like a motivation problem.
Most people believe building a new habit is a fight against their own laziness, a test of willpower.
Exactly. And I'm failing the test.
But that whole idea is wrong. It's not a fight. It's a design problem. You're trying to power a car with the wrong kind of fuel.
The wrong fuel.
You are waiting to feel motivated, but motivation is an emotion. It's unreliable. You can't build a system on an emotion that changes with the weather.
So if I can't rely on motivation, what do I rely on?
You rely on a signal, an automatic trigger. In psychology, it's called a cue.
A cue? Like an alarm clock? My alarm went off. I still ignored it.
The alarm is a signal to wake up. It's not a signal to go running. The cue needs to be directly linked to the action you want to start.
What do you mean?
People who exercise successfully often don't wait to feel inspired. The action is triggered by something else. After they brush their teeth, they put on their gym clothes. Or, the moment they finish their first cup of coffee, they walk out the door.
So the first action automatically starts the second one.
Exactly. The first action is the cue. It's not about feeling ready. It's about if this, then that. The brain isn't deciding. It's just following a pre-written script. Your mistake is waiting for a feeling. The feeling doesn't start the engine. The cue does.
Okay, a cue, a trigger. I can see that. But running for 30 minutes is a big action. Even with a trigger, it feels overwhelming when I'm tired.
And that's the second common belief that causes failure, that the action needs to be impressive.
Well, yes. The goal is to get fit. A 2-minute run won't do that.
People believe that to get a big result, they need to take a big action. It seems logical, but big actions require that unreliable thing again, high motivation.
And we just established that's a problem.
So we don't start with a big action. We start with an action so small that it seems ridiculous. It should feel almost trivial.
Trivial? Like what? Putting on my running shoes?
Yes, exactly that.
But I already do that. I put them on, and then I decide not to go.
Then make it even smaller. The new habit is not go for a run. The new habit is put on your running shoes and step outside the front door. That's it. Then you can go straight back inside.
Step outside and go back in? That feels pointless. It achieves nothing.
It achieves the most important thing of all. It makes the action consistent.
Why is that more important than actually running?
Because your brain is not learning to run. It's learning the automatic pattern that starts the run. It's building the first part of the loop. If you can make the beginning automatic, the rest follows much more easily. The goal is not to run a marathon tomorrow. The goal is to make starting effortless. A trivial action needs zero motivation to perform. Anyone can put on their shoes and step outside.
Okay, I see the logic. A cue, not motivation. A trivial action, not a huge goal. But there's a piece missing. Why would my brain want to do this? Stepping outside and coming back in doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like an achievement.
You're right. It's missing the final, most critical part of the system.
The reward?
Yes, but not in the way most people think. They believe the reward is the long-term benefit. Losing weight, getting stronger, learning a language.
That is the reward. It's why I'm doing it.
But that reward is weeks or months away. Your brain doesn't work on that timescale. It needs an immediate signal that says, what you just did was good. Do it again.
So I should give myself a piece of chocolate after I step outside?
You could, but the best rewards are not things. They are feelings. A small moment of celebration, a feeling of self-respect. When you come back inside, you could say to yourself, out loud, I did it. I kept the promise to myself.
That feels a little strange.
It's not for anyone else. It's for your brain. It's creating a tiny chemical reaction that links the trivial action to a positive feeling. Your brain starts to crave that feeling. It's not the action it wants, but the reward. And that leads to anticipation.
So the brain starts looking forward to that little moment of success?
Precisely. The cue, finishing your coffee, creates anticipation for the reward. The routine, stepping outside, is just the bridge your brain builds to get that reward. The anticipation pulls you through the action, especially on days when motivation is zero.
If this is all true, This system of cue, trivial routine, immediate reward, why do so many smart, successful people still fail at this?
Because they apply it to good habits, but they don't see that the exact same system is already running their bad habits, and it's running them perfectly.
What do you mean? My bad habits don't feel rewarding. When I waste an hour scrolling on my phone, I feel worse afterwards, not better.
You feel worse afterwards, but what do you feel in the moment you first pick up the phone?
I don't know. I suppose I feel bored, or maybe a little anxious about a work project.
So boredom is the cue. It's an uncomfortable internal feeling. What does your brain anticipate when you reach for your phone?
A distraction, I guess. A little hit of something new, something interesting.
A little escape from the boredom. That is the reward your brain is seeking. The scrolling itself is just the routine it uses to get there. The reward isn't the hour of wasted time. The reward is the first 30 seconds of relief from boredom. The system works perfectly, even if the long-term result is negative.
I never thought of it that way. The reward is the escape, not the activity itself.
Yes, and that's why just stopping a bad habit is almost impossible. You are trying to remove a routine that your brain uses to solve a real problem. Boredom, stress, anxiety.
So you can't just break the chain.
It's very difficult. It's much easier to keep the cue and the reward, but change the routine. You have to disrupt the automatic link between the trigger and your usual action.
How do you do that?
When you feel the cue, the boredom, you pause, and you consciously choose a different, better routine that delivers a similar reward.
For example?
If the reward you seek is distraction, maybe you could read one page of an interesting book, or watch one 5-minute funny video, or listen to one favorite song. It gives the brain what it was looking for, a brief escape, without the negative consequences of mindless scrolling. You disrupt the old path and start building a new one.
So it's all one system. For good habits, I need to design a loop. For bad habits, I need to redesign an existing loop.
You see it now. It's not about being a good person or a bad person. It's about being a good designer.
And a good designer makes things easy. The cue has to be obvious. The action must be almost trivial.
So that it can be consistent. And the reward has to be immediate to build that sense of anticipation for next time.
And for a bad habit, I don't fight the feeling. I accept the cue, but I need to disrupt the path my brain normally takes to the reward.
Yes, you insert a new choice.
It sounds less like a battle against myself.
It is. A forest path is not created by one person pushing through the trees with great force. It is created by many people walking the same easy route again and again. Each journey makes the path slightly clearer for the next. Your habits are the same.
So my problem wasn't a lack of willpower. It was that I was trying to force a new path through the most difficult part of the forest all at once.
And you were blaming yourself when you got tired.
When really, I just had a bad map, a bad design. It's not a moral failure. It's a system. And I can be the one who designs it.